Yeah, the title's correct. I relapsed. I'm back. I'm here. I know it's been a while since I uploaded. I'm fucking delaying that partnership. Um, I was playing other games. I was playing Destiny 2. If you know how that's going, it's going. Played a bit of Battlefield 6 when it came out, but here we are back on War Thunder. And I logged in. I thought, it'd be fun. See what they got going on. And there's a Halloween event. Oh boy, I like Halloween. Maybe it's going to be a fun event. It's not. I don't know if any of you are taking part in the Halloween event. Um, I can show in a second how you get onto this if you care. The problem is that there's a very small map and there is collision. So far, most of my games have just been going like this. That's kind of how it plays um, consistently. It's very rough trying to get around here. Oop, 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 oop. Let's not lose too much speed. Okay. I want to get the rewards and never touch this mode again as long as I live, unless for some reason they add new rewards next Halloween, which, oh my god, I would assume they won't, but I also am not even going to pretend to understand Gaijin's thought process these days. Um, because quite frankly, there's no reason for me to pretend. I don't know. Nobody knows. Gaijin themselves doesn't know what they're going to do every given day. Um, I will say some improvements have definitely been made to War Thunder. I might make a video about hopes and dreams for the future. I think for a lot of people, an immediate one is some noticeable fucking Christ, some noticeable improvements to naval, like adding submarines. A lot of people want to see ARMs added. I'm sure that at least 40% of the community would just like to see um, all aircraft removed from ground battles, but I hate to say it, that's not happening. Um, I think, a lot of people would like them to not add motherfucking uh, infantry as it looks like they're poised to do, but wow. That being said, ultimately, this is more than just the War Thunder Halloween event is quite bad, because I'm sure that most of you have played enough of this game to know that it's quite bad. Ultimately, channel update video. I'm back. I'm continuing to play this game against my better judgment and against the opinions of my therapist, my family, God, and the United States Congress. Um, so I want to ask, what should I be doing? What do people want to see? I have a video on how to play top tier air that I'll release in like a couple of days or something, whenever I remember to do it. Um, but outside of that, I really don't know what I want to be doing in terms of content. Um, I'll probably upload just like short videos and stuff of gameplay and things like that daily. And I mean, I might also do longer form videos. I just don't know what I want to do those longer form videos on. There's a lot of cool ideas out there. Like, there's a lot of people that talk about the history behind tanks and stuff, but quite frankly, being as nice as I can to those people, for the most part, it's just doing research on Wikipedia and then talking over some gameplay of said vehicle. And, like, that's cool, but, like, I don't need to do content creation. I'm not doing this because I need money or I really, can't afford the Golden Eagles myself. Um, I just think it's a cool side project. And I also would like free Golden Eagles. And I'm not gonna I don't want to do the exact same thing that a bunch of other people are doing. So that's why I've mainly relegated myself to Yap sessions. Um, because at the end of the day, assuming that these videos, any videos from any creators get watched, I'd like them to have some feedback. I feel like the overwhelming majority of War Thunder creators, it's like either memes or surface level historical facts without very much, feedback to the developers. And I feel like they should be getting that, considering as much as, I want to say, oh, the devs don't listen to criticism, I'm also not really I'm not insane enough to try and, even for a second, pretend that the War Thunder forums aren't largely absolute slop. Uh, I do, oh my god, I do understand why it is going to be difficult for them to receive and then act on feedback. Um, that being said, I know there are people out there that are going to do better videos on certain things than me. There are a bunch of people that I think are really top tier air creators. There's a good few people I watch for naval as well. Uh, though I also understand that the naval content creators I watch probably make up the overwhelming majority of the naval player. I say that. Everyone makes the meme about how there's like, 10 naval players or there's like 3 naval players or whatever. On one hand, like naval is incredibly underplayed. Usually when I'm searching for games nowadays, I see like 8 people in queue max, and most of my games only have like 8 people in them. Like they're very small scale games. That being said, why do people suck so much? Like if there's only like 10 people who play naval, why are none of them good? Like I get in naval matches regularly that are like only a 3v3 because that is how unplayed naval is right now. And yet, holy shit. And oh, I was hoping it wouldn't kill my track. And yet, despite the fact that naval is so unplayed that I'm regularly, getting into 3v3 matches, um I'm usually at the top of the team and I'm not playing very well. So I don't know. I have some serious questions about the skill of the naval community, given how small it is, that they are still just kind of bad. Um, so I got a place there in the end. So I don't know. I do want to still continue to make more naval content, even though, nobody plays naval. I think at some point it really needs to be like a better part of War Thunder. At the moment, I am working on getting the USS Iowa, because I've been like totally tuned out of naval. I know, shocker. Who could ever be tuned out of the greatest mode in all of War Thunder? That being said, if there's any mode that needs help, it is not naval. It is fucking helis. They need to do something with helis. Holy mother of God, they need to do something with helis. Like, if Gaijin sees any one of my videos, I want it to be a 30-second short saying, for the love of Christ, make heli research better. Researching helis with ground vehicles was a cool concept. I'm not bashing that. They can, when they want to, make the grind easier in a fun and engaging way, like adding these new daily bonuses that we got like last year that I use a lot and I have a lot of fun with. Um, trust me, I utilize the shit out of those daily bonuses. Otherwise, I'd actually have silver to spend. But what are we doing with helis? What is going on with like heli spading research? I want to research my helis, but I don't want to play heli EC for like 80 hours away. You know? What are we doing? Uh, uh, Boy, I hope my recording software is picking that up, because that guy is exploding in reverse, I think? Okay. Um, helis, please, make them easier to research. I desperately want to be able to play more with top-tier helis, but that just is not in the cards until it becomes slightly easier to research them. Um, like, we gotta improve that somewhat. Because I love heli gameplay. I think it is dope as hell. I think they are really cool machines. I'm not spending, whatever, 80 hours or something to get the Apache spaded. Fuck that. Make it faster. I'm not spending Golden Eagles on it either. I just rather not use a heli. Also, like, at the moment, for the most part, helis are also just outright weaker than good close air support. And I know that they're cheaper, and that makes sense, and I have no problem with that. But, like, if they're going to be the weaker option, can they also be the easier to obtain option, just a little bit. Like, it's insane. The amount of hours it takes, I feel like the amount of time it takes to spade a line of helis probably isn't that far away. That was a really cool flip. I feel like the amount of time it takes to spade a line of helis, like get a line of helis to top tier playing helis, probably isn't that far off from the amount of time it takes to do the same in planes. And planes are a much bigger tree. It's just a combination of the fact that helis take a lot of research, which is fair, but also the fact that the dedicated game mode for them, you get no fucking research for. You play for 2.5 hours and you get 15,000 RP, which is like what I can get in 30 minutes in air, if even 30 minutes. Fix helis. Anyway, naval, I'm researching the Iowa. Been out of that. Naval research has kind of sucked, but it's okay. We'll get there. When I have Iowa, I think I'm going to do a video on Naval EC. So that's what you can expect. I don't want to make this video super, super long, which I know it probably already is, but that's what you can expect for the future. I'm going to make a Naval EC video, and I'm going to release a how to play top tier air video that has some good guides on how to use your long range missiles and some very rudimentary information on close range notching. I'm not, out there to teach you like esports level shit, but people should have at least a little slightly better knowledge. I know that my how to play naval video is slightly outdated, so that would be my final question to you guys. Other than what videos would you like to see me make in the future? What do you want to watch? What do you want to know more about? Fucking Q&A. I don't know. I guess my other thing would be, do you guys want me to remake how to play naval? Given that it does appear to be slightly out of date now, because they have changed some of the aiming and some of how it works. I don't know that it's out of date enough that it needs an update, but if people are interested enough, I'm not against doing one. That being said, that is all for this video. Again, it was mainly just a channel update, and me playing this fucking awful game mode, which, you know what, I kind of slapped on today, but we do what we can. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see y'all in the next one, which will probably be sooner rather than later. I hope y'all have a great morning, afternoon, evening. Take care. Chillax.